Dear brothers, there's one thing I've been deeply concerned about in my more than 20 years as a doctor. Many men over 60 still believe that as long as they don't drink too much alcohol or smoke, their health will be fine. But the truth is different. Some everyday foods that seem harmless can silently damage the prostate. They can make prostate enlargement worse, disrupt sleep with frequent nighttime trips to the bathroom, and even increase the risk of cancer. Throughout my career, I've met many American patients who came to my clinic in shock, saying, "I just eat normally. How could this happen?" And when I reviewed their diets, I realized the main culprits were hiding in the very foods they were most familiar with. That's why today, I want to share with you the 10 most dangerous foods for the prostate in men over 60. It may sound scary, but trust me, if you know about them early and make changes, you can absolutely maintain good sleep, stable health, and confidence in daily life. And remember, stay with me until the end, because the number one food, the one almost every American family has in their fridge, is actually the most dangerous enemy of all. Food number one, processed red meat, sausages, bacon, ham. You know, brothers, we Americans grew up with breakfast full of bacon, sausages, and ham. They're tasty, convenient, and have been part of our routine for decades. But those very slices of meat are one of the reasons the prostate weakens over time. I remember a patient named David, 64 years old, living in Texas. He came to see me because he was waking up constantly at night to urinate, sometimes 5 or 6 times, never getting a full night's sleep. When I asked about his diet, David told me that every morning he had fried eggs with bacon, a habit he'd kept since retiring. I explained to him that processed red meats contain a lot of saturated fat and nitrates, the preservatives that keep meat looking fresh and lasting longer, but they also increase inflammation in the body. And when it comes to the prostate, inflammation is the spark that accelerates enlargement, adds pressure on the bladder, and makes urination problems worse. The real danger is that these meats don't just make prostate enlargement worse. They're directly linked to prostate cancer. Several studies in the U.S. have shown that men who eat large amounts of processed red meat every week have a higher risk of developing prostate cancer compared to those who eat less or replace it with fresh meat or fish. When he heard this, David sighed, "Doctor, all my life I thought bacon was just a little treat. Never imagined it was the reason I can't sleep through the night." After a few months of cutting back on bacon and replacing it with salmon and grilled chicken breast, his nighttime urination improved significantly. I share this story to remind you that sometimes the things most familiar to us can be the most harmful. And I truly believe that if any of you are still sticking to the classic American breakfast with bacon and sausages every day, now is the time to reconsider. 2. Deep-fried foods. French fries, fried chicken, and donuts may taste good, but are packed with trans fats and unhealthy oils. These trigger inflammation throughout the body, and inflammation accelerates prostate enlargement. A simple fix: bake or grill instead of frying. 3. Whole milk and full-fat cheese. Not all dairy is healthy. Whole milk and high-fat cheese can disrupt male hormones and promote inflammation. Some studies even link heavy consumption to higher prostate cancer risk. For stronger bones and a safer prostate, switch to low-fat or plant-based milk. 4. Refined sugar. You might think that a slice of cake or a cold can of soda doesn't really matter. But in reality, refined sugar is a hidden trigger for chronic inflammation in the body. And for the prostate, inflammation is the spark that makes it enlarge more quickly. I remember a patient named Thomas, 63, who loved carbonated soft drinks. He drank 2 cans a day as part of his daily routine. When he came in, he complained about frequent urination, interrupted sleep, and declining health. After I explained that refined sugar disrupts hormones, spikes insulin, and weakens the immune system, he decided to cut back on soda. Within just a few months of switching to water and fresh fruit, his nighttime urination improved significantly. The key thing to understand is this: the prostate isn't as tough as many men think. It reacts very sensitively to sugar, and if you keep consuming it, it will speak up through endless sleepless nights. 5. Alcohol. Many think a little beer or liquor on weekends won't hurt. But alcohol disrupts testosterone, estrogen balance, damages the liver and kidneys, and indirectly harms the prostate. The less you drink, the lower the risk. Herbal tea or water is always safer. 6. Strong coffee. 1 cup in the morning may help you stay alert, but too much, especially strong coffee, overstimulates the bladder. The result: frequent urination, poor sleep, and extra pressure on the prostate. A lighter morning cup is far better than 3 to 4 strong ones. 7. Fast food. Pizza, burgers, and hot dogs are quick and convenient, but high in salt and bad fats. Regular consumption leads to weight gain, high blood pressure, and faster prostate enlargement. Don't let convenience steal your sleep and long-term health. 8. Salt and salty foods. A salty diet raises blood pressure, stiffens blood vessels, and reduces circulation, making the prostate more prone to inflammation and enlargement. Frank, 67, ate pickled vegetables daily and ended up with both hypertension and an enlarged prostate. Cutting salt and using natural spices helped him recover. 9. Canned foods. Canned soups, meats, and fish are loaded with sodium and preservatives. They may save time, but they burden the prostate in the long run. Fresh foods, though less convenient, are always safer for your health. 10. Trans fats, artificial fats. Found in packaged pastries, margarine, and baked goods, trans fats are considered the most harmful type of fat. They disrupt metabolism, raise bad cholesterol, and fuel inflammation. For the prostate, they're a silent enemy best avoided as early as possible. So today, we've gone through 10 foods that may seem harmless but quietly damage the prostate in men over 60. From processed red meat, fried foods, full-fat dairy, refined sugar, alcohol, strong coffee, fast food, salty meals, canned products to trans fats, they all share one thing in common. They fuel inflammation and gradually weaken the prostate. The most important thing is not fear, but awareness and change. By gradually cutting back on these foods and replacing them with fresh produce, leafy greens, fatty fish, and nutritious nuts, you'll notice the difference: deeper sleep, fewer nighttime trips to the bathroom, and stronger overall health. Before we wrap up, I'd like to ask you one thing. Among these 10 foods, which one is the hardest for you to give up? Leave a comment below. I'd love to know where you're struggling so I can share more solutions. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe to Senior Vitality Now, and share it with friends your age. And stay tuned for the next video, where I'll reveal the 5 golden foods that can help restore prostate health. Brothers, prostate health is the key to maintaining confidence and quality of life after 60. Start making changes today.